Alright, Yvonne, let's go over these. So this says graph the linear function by finding the x and y intercepts. And then you can write the equation using function notation. So in order to graph this, we're going to make ourselves a little table, x and y. We're going to plug in 0 for x and solve for y, and then we'll plug in 0 for y and solve for x. When I plug in 0 for x, I get 0 equals negative 4y, and I'll divide by negative 4. And that gives me 0. So 0, 0 is one good point. And then the other one, if I plug in 0 for y, so if I have x equals negative 4 times 0, I also get 0. Sorry, that got a little messy. So x equals 0. So it's the same point, 0, 0. So those intercepts aren't really enough to help me graph this. So instead, I'm going to write this using function notation, which is the f of x equals or y equals. So I'm going to take this equation, x equals negative 4y, and I'm going to solve for y. We like to have our equations in what we call y equals form. So I'm going to divide by negative 4 on both sides. Remember, there's a coefficient of 1 in front of x. Those negative 4s are going to divide off. So I'm going to have negative 1/4 x equals y, or a better way to write it, y equals negative 1/4 x. So we're putting this into slope-intercept form. So the number in front of x is my slope, and the number being added or subtracted is my intercept. So plus 0. We already know it's 0 because it goes through 0, 0. But my slope is negative 1/4. So I'm going to go down 1, and I'm going to go right 4. So from 0, 0, I'm going to go down 1, and I'm going to go to the right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the computer, you only need 2 points. So 0, 0, and then down 1, right 4 puts you at 4, negative 1 can be your second good point. And the computer will automatically draw you a line. I'm just going to use my ID real quick to draw a quick line. The computer does that automatically with the line tool. It draws you a straight line. So normally you plug in 0 for x, solve for y, and vice versa. Normally you get 2 separate points. If this ever happens, you only have 1 good point, then solve for y. Once you solve for y, you'll put it in slope-intercept form so you can see the slope and graph from there. So that one was a little tricky. The next one you emailed me about is pretty straightforward. This should be pretty easy. F of x, remember, equals y. It's 3/4 x plus 3. This plus 3 is the y-intercept. So we start at 0, 3. So that's why the line goes through 0, 3. And then the slope is m, 3/4. So we're going to go up 3 and to the right 4. So from this point, if I go up 3 squares and to the right 4 squares and I plot a second point, it will draw the line automatically. So that should be pretty easy. Slope-intercept form. You start at the y-intercept. You do that first. Then you use the slope up and over to make your line. And you just need 2 good points on the computer, and it will draw the line automatically using the line tool. And the one you emailed me about on, what's today, Thursday, is y is less than or equal to negative 3x. And if it helps, you can put plus 0. So this is in, again, slope-intercept form. The y-intercept is 0, 0. The slope m is negative 3/1. You can always put them over 1 if there's not a fraction already. So we're going to go down 3 and to the right 1, starting at 0, 0. So we have 0, 0, down 3, right 1, down 3, right 1. It's hard to see on this. Somewhere over there. And then it's less than or equal to. And hopefully you watched my videos on these. It's pretty easy after this. Once you get it graphed, the less than side is going to be the bottom side of the line. You can watch my videos again to explain the top or bottom half. And we have a solid line instead of a dashed line because we have the line underneath here. So if it's or equal to, you do a solid line, and if it's less than, you shade below the line. Hopefully my videos were clear on that. If you need some more clarification, just let me know.